Hey there, welcome to the Lumiére channel. What is that? Welcome to your what should you say? Right? What should you speak up about? What should you say? We're gonna look into that. Which card has your message for what you should say? Is it 2? Why'd you have to be so cute? It's impossible to ignore you. 7. Must you make me laugh so much? 8. It's bad enough we get along so well. Say goodnight and go. See you in your reading. Hey, number 7. What should you say? What should you say? What should you express? What's in your highest good to express, right? What's in your highest good to say? I kind of want to flip this one and this one. I want to flip them all. I always want to flip them all. Nope. No. Yeah. This is right. Oh boy. You're really zoomed in, aren't you? Yeah. You have things and talk about things and you sleep here, I sleep there. So we have I know it was a distraction from your pain. So many things remind me of you. I couldn't let you get close to me. You speak to me through music. You sleep here and I sleep there. It's a good song. I left you before you could leave me. In reverse, I look for you everywhere. I want to be more than friends. And this was also in the reverse. But it wants to be in the upright, and this sort of wanted to be in the upright, but decided to be in the reverse. So, for sure, something that you're not really willing to say is to tell this person how much power or influence they have, or how much space they've taken up in your psyche. Right? Because we know they've taken up space in your psyche, right? You and I know that they have, but you don't really want them to know that. This feels like confrontation energy. But it feels like Queen of Swords level confrontation energy. And I mean that in like a Queen of Swords who's talked to I mean that in like a Queen of Swords who's talked to a Queen of Cups for a bit. Like she spent the weekend with the Queen of Cups. And they didn't need to talk about anything in particular, but watching how the Queen of Cups moves and watching how she had a girls' weekend. And the Queen of Swords toned down a little bit of her, I don't know, anger, disappointment, guardedness. Not only did she go from being downright reversed, she's dignified and even raised up that dignification by having a slew of other elemental influences in how she wants to approach this interaction. Letting this person know the things that, I mean, I feel like what you should say, right? I want to take that as what you're guided to say. Shit. Is you're allowed, or you're, invited to feel open about saying that you were guarded, fessing up to the fact that you didn't want to let them get close to you, that you were guarded, that you wanted to get out before they could completely wound you in the way that you perceived you would be wounded or continue to be wounded. You want to let them know the things that you thought, your theories of why they were being the way they were, or why things were between you two the way they were. You want to share your thoughts, or you're invited to share your thoughts. Give them a voice in front of their, I don't want to say intended audience, but in front of an audience that bore them. Bore as in birthed, right? A lot of the times we see people, but we can only see them just as we see the world from our perspective, from what we've experienced, from what we've known. And we don't know their personal lives unless we do, but even then. So a lot of the things that you see is, oh, this person was just afraid to commit because they're afraid of commitment. But the other person might say, I'm not really afraid of commitment. I'm just afraid of committing to someone who ... right? And then they really flesh out that story. But for some people, it might be insightful to hear your theories, because perhaps it might spark a conversation or a trail with which they can look and see how they're being perceived, how their actions are being perceived. And also it can help give your thoughts that have been in your head, when you think about them, room to breathe. And freedom from continuing to have these theories in your head that may or may not be true, or whatever the case is with them. So many things remind me of you. You speak to me through music. I look for you everywhere. I want to be more than friends. This person you still care for in some way, and you are invited to share that. You're invited to share that you still care for them, and that you are also afraid of them. You're invited to bear, your soul in its entirety, not just in the one-sided of it, of I couldn't let you get close to me, and you did this, and this is what happened, and this. It's like, no, you can, speak to that spectrum of things, in addition to the other spectrum of, I saw this, and this led me to do this because I felt this, and I was afraid of feeling this alone, or whatever your story is. Being able to be vulnerable in this way will open up options moving forward. And I'm really picking up freedom for you. I look for you everywhere. I think there's a part of you that you will hold back, and you are invited to hold back. I feel like you can share these things if this makes up the entirety of what you resonate with when it comes to this person. You can share about 80 to 90% of it. I feel like there's some things that you don't have to say quite yet, or don't have to really go there, right? Like, don't go there. You don't have to go there. But there's definitely a deep level of openness that you are invited to share with this person, this energy. I left you before you could leave me. That seems like a pretty blunt energy, and if that's what happened, cool, but this feels like you may have stepped away. This was like if this person had been stepping away, but they were still sort of around with, you know, a little tether, a little tug here and there. But you weren't getting what you would have wanted. You may have left them in that you also started being a little bit more distant. Before they could be the one to fully leave. Because, you know, it was a guarding mechanism. It was, I'm not going to be played for a fool type deal. This also sounds like an in the beginning. So perhaps this is like an in the beginning. I couldn't let you get close to me because of these things. And then it became something else. And I realized that, oh, actually, I feel like I may have been playing this certain role in your world. And by this point, my feelings had changed and I wanted to be more than friends. But I realized that things were going a different way. And I decided to step away for my own good because it just felt like things were going that way anyway. You speak to me through music. I don't know how you really say that to people. I mean, I guess if you shared moments, even like I look for you everywhere, they have a similar vibe. I feel like this is a coming together moment. This is where maybe you're bridging the gap between you two. This is where you're saying things that are quite harsh. But not harsh isn't malicious, just harsh isn't really hard to say and hard to receive, but may need to be said because that's what it is. But then there's also like sharing those moments of sadness where the lyrics that you heard from music helped enlighten what you believed about them and where they were coming from and what you were going through too. So let's see what's advisable to be shared here. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Oh boy. Oh boy. The Four of Swords. I do not like the Four of Swords in this deck. I don't know what the hell they're doing. And the okay, the Knight of Swords in reverse. So the Four of Swords really bothers me in this deck, bro. This is a gifted deck to the channel, and I really like it. I really like it. I love it. I love it. I want to see what the Four of Swords explicitly says, because... Oh. The Four of Swords. Masturbating. How does that work? They're not... She's just... He's like doing an oral exam. Anyway. The magic of black pepper. Why? Excitement allows you to overcome a lack of affection. However, if this should continue, you will have to seek forgiveness and not punish yourself excessively for your errors. Okay. Anyway, what I'm picking up for you, for what's like a little bit more clarification or just a deeper way of what you can say, I feel like there was this sort of dynamic of chaser versus chasee, predator versus prey, prey versus predator. And I feel like the dynamic changed. And it most likely really does have something to do with this. I left you before you could leave me. there's also a stall tactic here, a stall tactic that's coming up. That's just a word coming in my mind, a phrase, stall tactic. But I feel like the chaser became the chasee, and the chasee became the chaser. The predator became the prey, and the prey became the predator in this dynamic. It's just in terms of how you say that, I feel like you don't say that. I don't feel like you explicitly say that. But there is something to be said about the ends justifying the means. I do still pick up that this was a situation where someone may have been backing away or distancing, and you, number 7, decided to go ahead and just take the reins and go, oh, okay, like if this is what's happening, then yeah, I'll back off as well. And then they went, oh shit, wait. Hence, even this 4 of Swords coming up. Because there might be a meeting coming up. And the mutual shared energy of that meeting, hence what should you say, I suppose. It helps get some of these more loving messages out, because it helps you overcome the lack that has been going on here that brought about this conversation anyway. However, and this is what it says, if this should continue, you will have to seek forgiveness and not punish yourself excessively for your errors. So I feel like what this is saying, masturbate, like get out there, yeah, fuck this. What this is saying is, I feel like when the moment of joy or excitement comes for you to have this talk, say the things that we talked about aforementionedly, making up words, come through loose Lumiére 2021. Don't forget to please yourself and say the other things. This, I couldn't let you get close to me. This, I left you before you left me. This, so many things remind me of you in terms of the pain you were feeling, in terms of wanting to retaliate, in terms of feeling like you were a by the way, feeling like you were a distraction for them and not something that you thought it was actually. Those feelings that came up for you, and even if they know, and there is a difference in you self-pleasuring and self-focusing, masturbating, and speaking those words, giving those words a voice, in addition to this whole, I want to be more than friends or whatever. Like, you can say that, like, oh, that's what I wanted, but, whatever happened between you two happened, and that's what caused that. And if you are open to something like that, letting them know, this is what I need to be pleased. 4 of Swords. Masturbating. Maybe even teaching them how you prefer to be. What the fuck is he putting in her mouth, dude? Is she biting him? It's like, look, it's like he's checking her temperature. What is happening here? Who drew this? What is this? What is happening? And this is called the magic of black pepper. Like, black pepper is way over there in that freaking corner. What even is this? Is he rubbing black pepper on her? Oh. I think he's rubbing black pepper in her mouth. And then she's gonna put her mouth, But that's not emming. That's owing. Very weird. Yeah, this isn't 18 plus. It's not meant to be 18 plus. It's just, this is the deck that wanted to speak to you. So it is what it is. Here we are. We're doing it. And they're not so explicit. I mean, the star is worse than this. So I figured I can show them. It's just, what the heck is what? That's weird. Yeah, I mean, I guess he's showing her what he wants, bro. Okay, I digress. Anyway, yeah, don't forget to stand your ground, I think, and not rush to get to the finish line of them also. I feel like they would also want to say something to you. I want to see what they would want to say to you. Because I feel like the energy, this is giving me more of the energy of things, is one that of a let's make up, but it's almost like if you just gloss over and skip straight to the making up without going over what stagnated things in the beginning, you will have to seek forgiveness from yourself. I mean, you'll end up punishing yourself because things may not change. With the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here, things will not progress, or they'll progress very, very slowly. They won't start over. The demons of the past will still be there. These other thoughts that have not been expressed, if you don't express them in self-pleasure with this person in terms of telling them what you really need, boy, that puts you at risk of repeating a cycle or being stagnant in the cycle. I feel like this is the warning that the sexual magic oracle, I'm not calling this deck a tarot deck. Y'all ain't doing nothing for tarot here, bro. Is trying to say here of speeding through something and not allowing yourself to be the predator, to be a bit tough on yourself and the dynamic, to unleash yourself on it. What do they want to say? What does the other person want to say? I hope that you can forgive me one day, is what they want to say. And in the reverse, which kind of feels okay in the upright, I'm starting to understand our connection. In the reverse, it does really feel like it's okay in the upright. I need 2 more cards, maybe. What does the other person want to say? Okay, 3 cards. And these are all in reverse. You were the best thing in my life. I wish I could take back my words. And I left when I saw you with someone in reverse. All right, I feel like this person is afraid to speak up. I feel like they might know that you have words for them. What's the other person's vibe? Yeah, their vibe is the Page of Cups and the 6 of Cups. So I feel like they're in a receptive state. And the 5 of Wands in reverse, definitely a receptive state. And the Page of Pentacles, I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing to her, but the Page, so I'm picking up, they don't have much to say. I mean, like, they don't have much to say, or at least it's more like they want to hear what you have to say in order to mend, in order for things to go back to how they were or move on. I mean, from what they're not saying, it seems like they kind of want to move on, but from the vibe, this Page of Cups and the 6 of Cups, it's almost like they want to go back to how things were. They want to say certain things but are having a hard time saying them. Thank you for coming out, Page of Cups. Because this whole thing of I'm starting to understand our connection in the reverse. I hope that you can forgive me one day. So they know they did wrong. They know that they were in at fault, and they just maybe have no words to explain that. Okay, you were the best thing in my life in reverse, so you may not have been. There may have been other things going on in their world. I left when I saw you with someone. What is that? I left when I saw you with someone. I feel like they may have been intimidated by your availability for them. That's weird. I wish I could take back my words in the reverse. They know what they did. They know what's happened. And they want to move forward. I know even with the Six of Cups, it's a very reminiscent-y energy. But I'm picking up someone wanting to move forward. And here, we both know I'm not the one for you. At the bottom of the deck is almost like someone giving up. An energy of someone wanting to give up. I'm not sure in what flavor they're coming in. Are they coming in to say that in a way of guilting you? To say, you know, I know I'm bad, I know I'm worse, I know I suck, and going down that spiral instead of owning up and saying, you know, this is what I did, I'm sorry. Instead, they sort of apologize for their existence instead of their actions and wanting to do better. Or they're coming in with this, we both know I'm not the one for you, in an energy of, even though there's feelings there, we may not be well suited. I don't know what that. Yeah, I feel like they want to destroy things from the past. Like they want to move forward. And there's just, even with this, we both know I'm not the one for you. It's almost like if they're coming in with the vibe of, I just don't know if they're coming in with the vibe of wanting to be together, because the vibe is that, but like what they're saying doesn't seem like that. But maybe that's because they're just here to listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know you have things to say and they want to give you the space to say it. But they themselves are having a hard time saying what they need to say. Because they just don't know what to say, if they could say it, or how to say it. And so they go down on themselves and they say, maybe I'm just not the one for you, because like, you deserve so much better than what I've done, and I hope you can forgive me one day. That's the best I can hope for. And we both know I'm not the one for you, so just go find someone else. But then there's a Six of Cups here, which talks about it may revive a desire and destroy blocks of the past. I just feel like even with this Page of Cups, you must find a way to communicate and meet in spite of considerable distance. It's just, there's like it's like they don't know if they're coming or going, but they definitely know that they want to take what you have to dish out and go from there. I feel like that's what it is. I wish I could take back my words. I don't know, that they obviously they can't, because this is in the past. What is this? We both know I'm not the one for you. What is the vibe of that? I know you can't see this side of the screen because this is not as big as it needs to be. Sorry. So the vibe of we both know I'm not the one for you is the High Priestess. Okay, so an inner knowing. And the Eight of Wands in reverse. Something that might be quite difficult to communicate. Very interesting there. So the High Priestess, her message in this particular deck is waiting. The magic or formulary. All right. Everything is already written in the book of destiny. The magic procedure requires knowledge and patience while waiting for a change within you. So we both know I'm not the one for you. It could be we both know I'm not the one for you right now. For some of you, it could be we both know I'm not the one for you, period. But I still want to try. Like, I feel like it just ends with something. Like, but for some of them, they might be giving up and just wanting to make sure that you have your say. But that feels so wrong for me to say. Why is that? That feels wrong for me to say. The high priestess, she has this look of looking. It's almost like it's like trying to get a rise out of someone. We both know I'm not the one for you, so they just want to see if you're going to fight for them. If you still have something inside of you to fight for them. But the thing is, if you're saying all these things, this is them trying to gauge whether you would want to continue for real. But I'm not sure if they would actually say something like that until they were pushed to, or until you didn't say sort of everything that you felt. You know what I mean? Like everything that you've, or at least 80 to 90% of what you've been wanting to say, in terms of, like, you know, paving the path and opening up the dialogue of saying, I couldn't let you get close to me, of saying, I walked away because I saw you were walking away, and, or, you know, whatever the reason was, I left you before you could leave me. I could tell that things were going in a certain way, or my triggers are like this and they were flared up, and this is why I did what I did. And that openness sort of provides this change in what they would say after you say what you say. Let's go ahead and look into that shit. This is why I need to do extendeds, because this is like so many different if, ands, this, then. Like, this is, and I'm not going in as deep as I would like to, because I have like two other readings that I have to get into. So I really should consider doing extendeds, because then I can just bawl. I can bawl and go in how I want. Okay, so Spirit, after number 7 has said this stuff, what could you give us a hint into what path their person would take, what they would say back? Oh, shit. I don't think I'll do this for the rest of the piles, so don't tell anybody I did this, because I don't know what I'm doing right now. You're the first pile I'm doing for this reading, and it was very unstructured. Very unstructured. This came up in the reverse. I put it in the upright. I don't know why. Okay, so the vibe changes. The vibe changes. And it does. I love you unconditionally in reverse. At the bottom of the deck. It does pick up what I'm picking up on, in terms of, like, when I love vulnerability. Vulnerability is one of the strongest weapons that we have in the battle of love. And what they would say in return, I don't feel like they would say I'm so they might say that they're so attracted to you. They might, but I'm picking up more that someone's vulnerability, someone's openness, someone's rawness, even though the words that they say might be harmful, especially since, remember, you've spoken about this energy from a Queen of Swords standpoint, blunt. You've been marked, you've been astute, but you've also hung out with your friends. The Queen of Cups, you saw how she was, and how she adds a softness to her actions and her words, and a thoughtfulness, and her cadence when she talks, and the pauses she takes. You studied her, and you picked up a few things when you went on that girls' weekend. You saw how passionate the fiery queen was. You saw how she was able to be made of fire and burn and still be so gentle and poignant at the same time. You saw how the softy Queen of Pentacles, little mom, was out here running around trying to take care of everybody, but at the same time took some time out to take care of herself, and you know, put her feet up and said, someone else will get that. I'm not doing that. I'm tired. I've done my part. And you picked up some qualities from all these different queens, and they've added to your Queen of Swords energy that you're approaching this conversation with. The Queen of Swords, for people that don't know, is the queen of the tongue. She's the queen of the mind. She's the queen of clarity. And with these other energies help balancing her out, she's speaking in a very empowered state. And it's very attractive. I mean, come through, baby. I'm so attracted to you is something that you might see in their eyes, some like impressedness where their chest puffs out and they're looking at you with a soft smile on their lips and eyes because you're open and vulnerable. I will wait for a sign from you. Okay. This sounds to me, I heard I will go at your pace. I can't stop thinking about you. This was in the reverse. Okay. And it wants to be in the reverse, I suppose. I still feel it in the upright, but I feel like this is an admission of someone whose affections souped up. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like even with this, I can't stop thinking about you. I feel like I don't know, for some of you, their feelings grow here. And rather than thinking about you, they might act better towards you. I feel like they grow, they level up, but that's not something someone says, is it? That's something someone does. I feel like their actions changed. The King of Cups in reverse. Interesting. And the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. So things do change. Things do start over and the wheel begins to move. The stagnation ends. Now with the King of Cups in reverse, I don't like this King of Cups because he looks bored, she looks bored, they look miserable. Like, I don't know what they were thinking with this whole thing. Like, they look bored, okay? She's just like, come on, buddy. Guys. The deck does talk about how, hold on, let me find it. I want to read this to you. Satisfaction, right? So if we ignore the image, which is just the worst thing you can do, a transparent and harmonious relationship must be fueled by surprises, awe, and constant bantering. And this is the vibe that this vulnerability has brought, but it's in reverse. So what I'm picking up from this is I feel like they kind of know now what they have to do. When I see the King of Cups in reverse, I'm seeing him off his seat. I'm seeing him not just sort of being this passive seated king. Now he's sort of going back to a level where before he was king, he was active. He was doing stuff. He was in it. So that's kind of what I'm picking up initially just by seeing this. Like, he's no longer indifferent. He's acting. Going off of what this is saying, I like that it shows this transparent and harmonious relationship. And I like that that's something that might be being worked towards. So it's almost like a level up. But it's a starting over. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. And it's a realization of that. Alright, well, don't tell anybody what we did. Just leave me a little flower emoji in your comment. Because I don't know what the rest of the readings are going to look like. I don't know who this was for. These readings are really becoming chaotic agents. And I don't know what to do about that. Alright, well, keep your light on. Good luck. Keep our little secret. Put your flower emoji in the comments. And let me know we have a little secret, okay? Bye, honey. Hey, number two. What are you guided to say? What are you guided to speak up on? In love, why not? This feels like it wants to be in the upright. If I could turn back time, if I could hide and find a way. Okay. Yeah, this does really feel like it wants to be in the upright. Do you? I mean, I'm not telling you. Oh, it still wants to be in the. All right. So I feel like you oscillate. Okay. Between wishing you can take back what you said before to them, and this could be some affectionate thing. That's what I'm getting. I feel like you said something affectionate to them, and then you felt weak, depleted, stupid for saying that, and went, oh fuck, I wish I didn't say that nice thing. Then you go, you know what, like I did say that nice thing, and it's fine. And then you go, oh man, I really made a fool of myself. Like I said that nice thing, or I said that raunchy thing, or I said that thing, and they never responded, or they never said what I wanted them to say, or now I feel so stupid. But you know what? I did that thing, and I'm fine that I said that. Or maybe you said something mean. I'm not really picking that up, but maybe you did. I said that thing, and now they think this, and gosh darn it, like you just keep oscillating between this thing. And you know what? Shit, set yourself free, and maybe let them know that you wish you could take it back, and you wish you didn't even have to bring it up, but it's been on your mind, and you just want to set yourself free by saying it. You don't have to say that last part, but you can ask them why they reacted the way they reacted when you said that thing, or why they didn't react the way you would have liked them to react when you said that thing, and just ask for curiosity's sake. Hey, like, how did you receive that, or where were you coming from when I said that, or when, you know, I didn't say that, so that you can just go ahead and stop crucifying yourself real quick over this thing that you said, or perhaps didn't even say. I hide behind material things. You speak to me through music, in reverse. I don't react when people mention you, in reverse. I am afraid to contact you, in reverse. Oh, number 2. Okay. Number 2, there's a lot that you might want to say, want to share, but I bet it might not really be the right time for you to do so. I feel like for you, it might be advisable to just send like links, articles, songs to someone as a means of communicating. Like real talk, it just kind of feels like overwhelming. Like maybe you overthink a lot on what to say and you don't end up saying anything at all. And I feel like, wow, that's really bodacious. Wow, that's awesome, Spirit. Thanks. I feel like for you, number 2, like embrace that energy. Like embrace your vibe of not being able to speak up, and just tell this person that, hey, I have a really hard time finding the words to express how I feel, but this song really explains, and I think it really speaks to how I'm feeling about this, and this other song explains how I felt about that, and this article here explains things about my sun sign, my rising sign, and this is how I am, and this is my moon sign. And like, honestly, you hiding behind material things, it might be something to lean into a little bit for you. Let them know that this is the best way that you can communicate with them for now, and ask them to be patient with you, and ask them to even help you, because it's really hard for you, and this is you trying your best for the moment. I am afraid to contact you. Yeah, you are. You're afraid to just speak, period, I suppose. Who the hell? So perhaps sending music, sending things low key might be something that you could lean into so that you are sending something anyway. Because I think you're really good at hiding and playing things cool to the point that people don't know how to read you or know what you're thinking or think that you don't care. What do they want to say? No. Yes. What do they want to say to you? Oh, man. Finding out the truth crushed me. This one wanted to be in the Alright. I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. It was my fault, but I blamed you. Finding out the truth crushed me. So, it seems like what they might want to say to you is that it could be the communication style that you have, or whatever transpired between you two wounded them in some way, or was just too much for them to really handle. And they do see that the reason, they do have a thing in them that believes that the thing that happened between you two is due to you. But I don't feel like that's something they would say. And it could be because there was something that you shared with them that they couldn't handle. Maybe something that was too much, or a certain thing was too much. Something was too heavy, or too much information, or too much too soon, or something like that. It may not have been malicious. And this may not be a malicious thing, but it may have been too overwhelming. And they were just like, oh God, jeez, that's a lot. Or something in that way. And I feel like they would want to say to you that finding that thing out was something that was pivotal for them. But now I hid behind material things. What else could number 2 say? What else is advisable for number 2 to say? Oh, wow. If I could turn back time, if I could find a way. That's crazy. So we have 3 major arcanas popping out here. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, and the Chariot and the 6 of Wands. I feel like number 2, you're a bit of a runner. Did you run? What is this? Who are you checking up on? Who is this? Who are you? You gotta leave me the friggin' banana emoji in the comments. Like, I need to know who you are and what the heck happened. What is this? I feel like you're a runner. I feel like you booked it. I wish I could take back my words. So there was something that may have been said that crushed them. But I guess some part of you also doesn't believe that you were in the wrong for that. And you don't want to say that you want to take that back. I feel like you wanted a pause. I feel like you wanted a pause. You wanted to stop something. You didn't want to move too fast or move forward or move in a certain direction or move at all. I don't know if you got spooked. I don't know what, but I feel like sharing that could be helpful. Sharing the fears that you had or the thoughts that you had around this situation here. But it feels like you stopped something. Yeah, it feels like you stopped something. And maybe you went a different way. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up. And you changed tactics. And that's what you decided to do. But I feel like you changed the tactics on your own based off of what you wanted. And that could be something that you're being invited to share. Now, what could they say after finding out what you have to say? Okay. I'm becoming a better person. I heard without you. When I read that, I'm becoming a better person without you. I want you. I wish I had treated you better. I wonder if you're happy without me. Maybe I was looking at those two together. Yeah. I don't know if you can see any of this. At least you can see some. The other pile could not see nothing. I feel you even though we are apart. I wonder if you're happy without me. I feel like once you do say what you need to say, it's really good. I'm glad. It just feels like things sort of get ironed out a little bit, I feel like things do get ironed out a little bit when you open up about this in earnest. About what you hid behind, about the things that you didn't say, that about your past, about where you were coming from, about, the path that you chose, what you had experienced in the past, where you were at. It seems like it does help. I mean, if this is what you are wanting, because here it says, I'm becoming a better person. I'm still seeing without you. I want you. I wish I had treated you better. And this is almost like, if you have been separated from this person, they, I don't know, have been slowly trying to become better, trying to heal. There was that spiritual thing from the other pile, like where, what they would say to you before you say what you said. But I wish I had treated you better. So it's almost like there's some sort of reflection point over, oh, now that I understand where those sentiments came from or those words came from, now that I have a little bit more insight into you and where, our dynamic was affected by what you were coming from or whatever, I wish I had treated you better. I wonder if you're happy without me. I suppose with the direction that you took, are you happy without them? Is that a better... I feel like with that, I'm more so getting, what is the best circumstance for you? I want you, but what is the best circumstance for you? And for others of you, I am picking up and I wanted you. What? I wish I had treated you better. I am becoming a better person without you. Like, outside of you, I am becoming a better person. I wonder if you're happy without me. Are you better off without me? Or Let me see what the vibe of this is. Because I was about to say, or do I still have a chance? Do we still have a chance? Like, are you, since you made that choice, you know, are things better for you without me around? Or is there still a shot? What's the vibe of this? Okay. Of this, of what they're saying to number 2, what they would say to number 2. What's the vibe of that? Kind of Wands pops out. And so does the 3 of Swords in reverse. So, yeah, and the 5 of Pentacles at the bottom. So this is, I wonder if you're happy without me in general, basic, real tarot, not tarot pretending to be an oracle, not an oracle deck pretending to be a freaking tarot. You know, Sexual Magic tarot deck is an oracle deck. I don't know what they were. I don't know who said what they said with this, but just make it an oracle card deck, and let's be honest with ourselves here. Excuse me. My girl's thirsty. Her whole boob is exposed. This is not an 18+ reading. She has nipples. The star card does not. So, what I'm picking up here with the vibe is this, like, last kiss goodbye, like, farewell type energy, one last time, or something like that. For others, there's a slight reunion energy, right? With this 5 of Pentacles. They're no longer playing, someone is no longer playing their sad little violin. This is a shots fired card, okay? With the little friggin' violin right there. Come on. That's funny. So, yeah, I feel like there's a release here with this 10 of Wands and this 3 of Swords in reverse, like a healing of sorts, a release. That's great. And even a coming together with the 5 of Pentacles, but I'm honestly picking up a dual energy here. I'm picking up someone who I wish I treated you better, feels reconciliatory, but also a bit burdensome. Yeah, I'm really picking up, it really depends on the energy that you're in, number 2, and you and this person and the energy that you're bringing and what you're looking at. But it does feel like at the end of all things, if you were to say these things, the likely exchange, or at least given the energy that this is in right now, they would share an energy of understanding and sympathy and empathy for you and the situation that you two had. For some of them, there's this reconciliatory vibe, and for others, it's this kiss farewell, or a resting, finally, walking away, a healing, a release. But again, those energies really can be the same. It could be a release to what was and beginning new, or beginning a new something else with that I want you. That could be, in that 10 of Wands, that could be a friends with benefits of 2 scratched up people who've been through a lot together and separately, and they just kind of want to, bang it out together. So I don't know. It really depends on who your story. It really could, but it's the same. There's this farewell energy, and then there's this, so where do we go from here vibe. What should number 2 say? Anything else for what number 2 is guided to say. Number 2 is guided to share. I replay our conversations over and over. I look for you everywhere. I want you. So I feel like with this, it's maybe asking for clarity on certain conversations that you had. Giving clarity on certain conversations that you had with someone. Covering up the things, making up for, hey, when I said this, actually that wasn't entirely true. This is where I was coming from. This is what really happened. I didn't tell you the full story. This is, something like that. Number 2, what happened? Number 2, what happened? What is this? What's going on here? What is going on here? You gotta let me know. Hit that banana emoji. Put that banana emoji in the comments and let me know what this was. What the heck? I look for you everywhere is giving me life vibes. Like, maybe this person does live in proximity to you or something, and you try to say like, oh, if I see them, like, I'm gonna do this, or da 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 da. You can say like, oh, sometimes I go to that place that we went together and it makes me smile, and it makes me remember that we talked about this, and I just wanted to like come clean about this. I wanted to talk to you about this. I wanted to confirm this with you. And I heard someone say this, and I wanted to check with this. Like this sort of like really like digging up the dirt and expressing the things that you've wondered about, expressing the things and sharing the thoughts that you've had over time with this person, and the energy that you shared once upon a time, and regurgitating that and asking them if they remember, and seeing if you can iron those out so that you give your mind some rest over those conversations. You finally empty them and remove them from your nightly routine. You know what I mean? Those thoughts that find us when we're in bed. They go, you came to bed. Amazing. Oh, you're early to bed? Well, that means just more time for us to ruminate over the same stuff. So anyway, number 2, you're gonna have to let me know what the heck this was about for you. And hey, okay? I don't know what this was. Keep your light on, number 2, for real. Good luck, honey. Hey, number 8. Hey, number 8. All right. What are you guided to say? What are you guided to share? What would you do for a clone-like-bug? Number 8, you know what movie I really, really like? I guess it was like a series, a show, whatever. But The 10th Kingdom. I love that singing ring. I would like to linger on your sweetheart's finger. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Remember, this was in reverse, okay? You're the luckiest girl in the world, 'cause you've got a singing ring in your... Damn it, it's supposed to rhyme. I don't remember what it said. I love that singing ring so much. Wish they existed. I know that I crossed the line with you. I want to tell you how I feel. In the reverse, showing up in the upright. What do you want? Let's see. Upright. I want to tell you how I feel. I wish I had treated you better. I am afraid to contact you. I mean, typically when you cross the line with somebody, it is scary to contact them, ain't it? So something that you are invited to share is owning up to how you may have crossed the line, and asking for forgiveness or owning up to it and saying, yeah, I crossed the line and what? I don't know your life, number 8. I mean, clearly you have an I wish I had treated you better, so I'm sure it's not an and what, but I feel like it could be an and what in terms of I know that I crossed the line with you, but it had to be done. I feel like you weren't doing this, or I feel like we weren't in this place, and I felt like doing that was going to, at the time, how I felt was this was going to do this, and this for us. But in the end, I wish I had treated you better because I see now that XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. How does number 8 feel? What are the feelings number 8 wants to open up about? Or ought to. Is guided to. Spirit! Okay. We will be together again. Okay. I know I messed up everything. Number 8, what happened? What happened, number 8? You're the luckiest girl in the land, 'cause you got a singing ring in your hand. I know that across the line with you could also be like hormones. Maybe you were upset or triggered by some past stuff or some stuff that had not as much to do with the person that you're checking up on as you thought, but they unfortunately had to bear the brunt of your hormones or your triggers, and you want to tell them how you feel, which is that you're probably sorry and that you don't want to do that again, and that you're working on it, and that this is where that came from, and you know that it wasn't them, but when they did this, it triggered that. But you also know that it was uncalled for you to have ... And so you know that, you messed up how things were going between you two. And so that's what I want to say. Something like that. For some of you, it's not something major. It's not something huge. But I feel like for those of you that are rejecting the fact that you feel like you have to apologize to somebody who has hurt you, I feel like this what I'm about to say is something that makes more sense. I feel like it's a watered down message, this one. It's one where perhaps there was something that you may have shared or disclosed that was maybe premature. And you can see how maybe that spooked someone, and you want to apologize for that part, but you also want to say, I just don't like that. That's how you reacted. I can see how you reacted, I suppose, but why react like that? But, this is where I was coming from, and when you reacted like that, it just made this even more validated, because this is how I was feeling. It triggered this from I'm just feeling a lot of triggeration here. What's the vibe? Well, what should they say? Oh yeah, I mean, the tower in reverse. Something happened here. Whoa, wait a minute. We can't show that. This is a full-on sex act. Whoa. Jesus. Ace of Cups in reverse. I feel like for you, number 8 too, especially if you resonate with that last story and you're still hanging in there, Wheel of Fortune in the forward, this is a card that showed up for every single number. And that's good. That's forward movement. I feel like, and that's funny, that's what I want to say. I feel like there's some things that you want to get off your chest. Obviously, that's what this is about, right? Like, what to say. For some of you, this is like, I don't want to say it's a trick, but for some of you, this is a way for you to open up lines of communication and lead by example and show this person that this is how you go about making an apology. This is how you go about acknowledging your part in a two-person situation. And you're essentially like modeling for them how that kind of conversation can go and how to structure it, right? But at any rate, what more you could say is I feel like you can go into how you wanted to, where you were coming from emotionally, really. This is the Ace of Cups in reverse, and I'm picking up somebody whose crown chakra may not have, what does that even mean? Whose mind wasn't in the right place. Who life events, hormonal events, like trigger, like something wasn't in there right. It was not right. And I mean, we have the Tower here in reverse, right? Like, this is betrayal. This is a bunch of stuff. This is deceit. In the reverse, though, this woman is this, she's also on her back. Like, she's the focus here. And I just feel like she wasn't thinking straight. She really was operating from not her compass. She was acting from like a different state, a different kind of mental state. She wasn't herself, or not the self that she is today. And if that was you, number 8, I feel like that's something that you can express. Because if there was, a betrayal in this type of way with somebody, you can explain where you were at in your mental state. No wonder you might be afraid to contact them. And that can be something that you say, this is really hard for me to say, and I know it was hard. I acknowledge it was hard for you to experience, and I'm not, this is where I'm at, and I would like to express these things to you and let you know. Where's the doll, dude? Oh. Dangerous situation, betrayal, deception, or imminent breakup. Protect yourself from this threat by using all your own resources. Yeah, I feel like there was something that triggered you, something that didn't put you in your right mind, or in a way that you were thinking straight, or something, and that may be something worthwhile for you to explain to this person. What would this person say to number 8? Like, prior to all this. You won't be able to see the cards, but they're over here. I can't stop thinking about you. We need to let each other go. The timing just wasn't right for us in a wonky position. I'm going to put that in the upright. Oh, this one also wants me. I will wait for a sign from you. I don't know why they want me. I lost myself for a little while. I can't stop thinking about you. Just being near you is intoxicating. So, I don't know, the word codependent comes to mind. I don't even know what that means sometimes. I hid who I really am from you. It just, at the top of the deck, it just feels like, this person was invested. They would want to tell you that they were invested, that we can't keep doing this, we need to let each other go. The timing isn't right for us, or it wasn't right for us. They're looking to see in your eyes, in your actions, in your life, if you've changed, if you really have changed, because You're like, I don't know, like a drug to them, but what you guys had was a bit toxic, and there's a thrill in that, you know? And they lost themselves in that dynamic. They lost themselves in the dynamic that you guys had. But they do still think about you, and they can't stop thinking about you. They've been thinking about you. Still. So, what we're going to do now is, after you say this, right, after you open up about crossing the line and the mess up and all this, she treated them better, how, you know, what do they say as a result? What do they say back? I can't stop thinking about you comes right back out again. I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. I bury myself in work to forget you. I replay our conversations over and over, and you and I were too young in the reverse. I feel like they would say that there still needs to be some time between you two, or there can be a slow starting over in the form of like a friendship or an acquaintanceship. They do still relive a lot of some of the things that you said, some of the things that you guys might talk about. They do still think about those things. They're still kind of fresh. They're able to match your play-by-play, or they're able to say, actually, you said this and I walked by the sink and then you said that. And they're able to sort of match that conversation because they do remember the things that happened between you two. I can't stop thinking about you showing up twice here. So clearly you're still in their psyche. What they would say would be, you know, this hasn't left me. I still think about it. And, you know, it did help me grow, I guess. With this, I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. I feel like they might be in a slightly better place, at least in some way, from their perspective. And that maybe now that you two seem a little bit more open, maybe they would want to see how things could go. But I'm not seeing that here. I see you and I were too young. That feels like a bit of a forgiveness. That feels like we weren't in the right place. It is in reverse, but I don't know why I'm reading it in upright. Like why it feels like upright energy. I feel like it almost feels like a forgiveness. Like after expressing what you've said, there's almost this energy of, well, you know, that makes sense now. I see that. So let me see what the vibe of what they're saying, what they could say back is. They replay the conversations. They still remember what happened. They still sort of, it still affects them. It's still in their psyche. What's the vibe of these words? What's the vibe of the person? This is the Emperor in reverse and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So, I mean, the Emperor also kind of feels really kind of upright. So here's the thing, right? Well, that's not really fair. Alright, he's me upright. With this Emperor here, I almost feel like this person is putting their foot down in a way, right? They're trying to be mature, but they do still, I don't know. I feel like perhaps down the line, depending on this person and their energy, they can see a time when this could have worked out. Queen of Swords, but I feel like they're standing their ground in what they're saying. With the Six of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like the damage has been done, you know? It feels like someone who has Sorry, I lost my train of thought. With the Emperor here, I don't know. I'm really picking up like two different vibes. I'm picking up someone who's putting their foot down and trying to fight this we will be together again, which sort of, depending on who you are, because not everybody may want to be back together with this person. They may just want to open up the communication lines and have this sort of AA, this is what I did and I'm sorry or whatever. But for those of you that are looking for this sort of coming back together with this person, or being in each other's lives again, I feel like they're putting their foot down, but I feel like for them to put their foot down, it's because they're fighting something within them that wants to come forward. You know what I mean? With the Six of Pentacles, it's almost like the damage has been done, but there's that old sort of toxic dependency, codependency, that old toxic tie, that old attraction that is I wonder if now things could be different. That's for some people. For others, they're putting their foot down and saying, the damage has been done. And maybe they're even with someone else that's sort of shown them how they should be treated, how, what is better. But for others, I'm picking up temptation. And that could be the same person. Like, if this person is still with somebody, there's, humans are complex creatures. There could be a bit of a, who knows what the future holds here. Especially with the Emperor, like, who knows what the future holds here. In terms of, like, maybe, especially with this, we're too young, like, there's a sense of, well, maybe I could handle this energy better now that I'm able to exercise a certain level of power, and I'm able to hold myself back and maybe see where you're coming from and be able to work together in this energy. Bro, who am I reading for right now? What is happening? Who are you? Was this even... Who resonated with this? Who resonated with this? Who resonated with this? Oh my God. Please leave a yellow heart if this resonated with you, because I don't know. If it is platonic, I feel like there is an understanding either way. I feel like with the reveal, the sincere reveal of these things, there is a bittersweetness. There is hey, the damage has been done, but I've grown, and I wish you luck, and thank you for doing this. This does help, but I hope that you can find the happiness that you seek. Some sense of closure. Yeah, just being near you is intoxicating. Like, that person, some bonds are really tough to break, especially when you're close. There's something about being in close proximity with somebody sometimes where just seeing them wakes up all this stuff. You've seen Sex Life. Anyway, number 8, leave me a yellow heart if you reached the end of this video and it resonated with you, because I don't know who I'm talking to. Who is this? This is some new energy. I don't know, you guys have this type of stuff to say. Look, we're all human, but hey, very interesting. I'm excited to hear from you in the comments. Let me know. Keep your light on. Good luck. Bye.